Hello and welcome to this video. This won't be a normal build video this week again, but I want to show you the finished product of the nightgown that I was sewing for my wife, and I wanted to show you some things in my garden and maybe one or two other things. So I hope you keep watching and I hope you enjoy. So here's the finished product. I don't know what this is a knitted fabric, but so what I did was I cut out the fabric with a huge seam allowance because I wanted to be sure to have plenty of room to modify it. And then you can see I hand basted roughly what I thought it should be, and then I came in and fixed it, pinned it, and then sewed it with a machine down the side. And because I didn't want to load my machine with gray thread, I just hand stitched the hem, and then I just folded over a bit of fabric for the straps, and then here's the hand sewing for the top. And so that's it. It's a pretty simple project, but I'm happy the way it turned out. And in the past, I haven't been all that great at making something professional-ish. And so I'm just glad to see like my skills improving and stuff. So that's fun. And on to the next thing. Here is this maple tree that I repotted recently as kind of like a bonsai, and I like it because it's got a thick trunk for me, and I have this sawdust on the top because I can't really do moss very well. Here also is a cherry tree that had a lot of stress from the really high heat we had and humidity, and it didn't completely die back. Here's a live branch down at the bottom, so hopefully it'll come back okay next year. I think that did pretty well because it was down under the shade of the other foliage. Here is my melon vines and the structure I made for it to climb, and they're climbing, so that's exciting. There's some watermelon blossoms you can see, so I'm not sure or convinced that it'll bear any fruit, but it's been fun to see it grow, and we'll just have to see. This is the volunteer pumpkin plant that I just threw some seeds in the ground and it came up. I mean, I didn't throw them to be planted, it was in my compost pile, but it's just growing like crazy, so that's fun to watch grow too. Now here is my bamboo, tiny mini bamboo grove that I've had for a while. This is incense bamboo, and it can grow really tall and up to 2 to 3 inches thick, but I think the weather's just too cold here, and so I brought some of it inside in this pot, and here is that plant that has grown larger than what I've just left in the ground. And speaking of bamboo, I was able to get 3 culms of this yellow groove bamboo, which is really exciting. It's called yellow groove because it has a yellow groove right there that comes up just above where the branches come out. It also can get this zigzag pattern in some of the culms, and it can get, I think, at least 2 inches thick in the right climate. It probably wouldn't do that here unless I could get it into a greenhouse, but it's super exciting for me. I love bamboo, and I love how tall this is. This is more cold hardy than the incense bamboo is, so I'm excited to see how that does over the years. This maple I replanted because it looked kind of stressed, but I wanted to show you this. A weed that got knocked over but found a way and it started growing up. So that's I just thought that was really interesting. Here's another cool thing I wanted to show you. This cactus that I have, this piece was just cut off of a larger cactus, and it was dropped to the ground and it just rooted, and so I took it and put it in this pot, and then it put out this arm here, and that was cool. And then this year it started putting out that arm, so that's really exciting and fun. Also, look at this cool rope ball that I made. It came from the supports for this cat tower that we got. Somebody was getting rid of. And the rope was kind of moldy, so I pulled it off and coiled it into this big rope ball. I just thought it was pretty cool. It's almost the size of my head. So here's this thing I got from a computer, an old computer. I thought it'd be cool to try it as a stencil. And here's an old stencil that I want to use to show you this technique I can't stumble across, where you spray the back side of the stencil, you put it down, you be sure it sticks down to whatever you're wanting to spray, and then you spray it from the front. And what you spray on the back is supposed to create kind of like a negative, and then what you spray through the top makes like a positive. Here I picked kind of like not the best colors because I used the gold that kind of blends into the cardboard, but you can still kind of see it. It's supposed to have a slightly kind of a sketchy look to it. So here I'm trying it again on white cardboard with the colors reversed, and it worked okay. That stencil is kind of old and curled up a bit, so it would work better on a new one. So here's that thing from the computer, and see how it goes. It worked okay. I mean, not great. I don't think it looks too bad. Well, that's all for this week. Stay tuned. I have a lot of footage to edit of other projects I've been working on. So, hope you enjoyed, and please consider checking out some of my other videos. Bye.